General Joginder Jaswant Singh, PVSM, AVSM, VSM, hails from a family which epitomizes tryst with the olive greens. A history which spans 3 generations, pre- and post-independence. The roots of the family draw their steadfast determination, raw courage, and groundings from the land of rugged mountains. Joginder Jaswant Singh was born on the 17th of September 1945 to Lieutenant Jaswant Singh Marwa and Rani Jaspal Kaur at Bhawalpur, undivided India. The general grew up in army environs, a life characterized by simplicity, deep bonding with peers and juniors, and a keen interest in outdoor activities. He joined the National Defence Academy in January 1961. J. Singh was commissioned into the 9th Maratha Light Infantry on the 2nd of August 1964. The general has been exposed to hands-on soldiering from day one in the army. He is married to Mrs. Anupama Singh, who is an accomplished artist and designer, and they have a son and a daughter. The period from 1964 to 1987. The highlights of this part are active counter-insurgency operations against Naga rebels in Suisang district of Nagaland and successful operations against Naga hostile camps on the Indo-Myanmar border. As the name suggests, this part covers his experiences in the rank of brigadier up to army commander. This portion of the book encompasses the extremely challenging and dangerous operations in Jammu and Kashmir during the peak of insurgency in 1991-92, where he was seriously injured in a fierce encounter with terrorists. Subsequently, it spans his tenure of over 2.5 years as the Additional Director General of Military Operations, and he has in particular discussed the nuclear tests conducted by India in 1998 and the Kargil War. General J. Singh's tenure as Chief of Army Staff and Chairman, Chief of Staff Committee. It describes the important challenges, operational paradigms, important decisions taken at the national level. With regard to defense and national security issues, and his insight on various aspects of the most important tenure of his military life. An interesting facet of this chapter is an innovative comparison of 2 army chiefs, General J. Singh and Parvez Musharraf, a peculiar sort of peers who went to the military academies in 1961 and were commissioned in 1964, the same years. They rose to be chiefs of their armies, albeit in the case of General Musharraf, he wore 2 hats as he had appointed himself as the president too. Their career graphs present an interesting insight into the stark differences in the culture, values and systems of our two neighboring countries and the role played by the two armies. A thinking general who was the architect of the Indian Army's doctrine and also acknowledged as the originator of the highly acclaimed concept of the iron fist and the velvet glove during counter-insurgency operations. After he hung up his spurs on the 30th of September 2007, he was appointed the governor of Arunachal Pradesh and took up this honorable constitutional position on the 27th of January 2008. He has been in this assignment for a period of over 4 years, and with his sincere and dedicated approach as the governor towards improving the socio-economic conditions of the people and development of infrastructure in the state, he is striving to earn the sobriquet of a people's governor. The general has candidly reflected upon various significant and critical issues of national and international importance, his lifetime experiences as a soldier, and his success as a leader of men. A warrior and a winner, his credo was "Fight to win." This book will strike a chord for the young army officer who aspires to be a general one day, and for the senior officers and others, including our dynamic youth, who need to get insights on matters of defense, national and international importance. I consider myself, first and last, to be an Indian. General Joginder Jaswant Singh, PVSM, AVSM, VSM. Ms. Lisa Survillo, Assistant Professor, Stanford University, California, expresses her views on the General's book, A Soldier's General, which was recently launched in USA.
Good afternoon. As we gather here to celebrate the U.S. release of General Singh's autobiography, A Soldier's General, I'd like to speak about martial literature of the Western tradition and a bit about the book you will shortly be able to read. The link between arms and literature is as old as human civilization. Or, for example, conflict between Pakistan and India in the shadow of the Siachen Glacier in the 1980s. In his narration of one event from 1987, which resulted in the death of 100 Pakistani uniformed men and the wounding of even more, General Singh graciously acknowledges the reports from the other side, the role of literature, in understanding military actions and decisions. I quote from page 152. A chilling account of these foolhardy and ill-conceived operations, but with outstanding junior leadership and youthful bravado, is given in the book Fangs of Ice, Story of Siachen, by Lieutenant Colonel Ishfaq Ali of the Pakistan Army, end quote. The acknowledgement of his foe chivalrically balances General Singh's affirmation of territorial integrity and India's control of the region, specifically in terms of its human, military, and financial investments. Now, lest I give away too much of the book, I would like to conclude my remarks by turning again to the great Mark Twain and his assessment of General Grant's autobiography, the so-called personal memoirs. I quote Twain, "Clarity of statement, directness, simplicity, manifest truthfulness, fairness, and justice toward friend and foe alike, and avoidance of flowery speech," end quote. General Singh's A Soldier's General shares these same merits. With these words stretching across the globe and back through time, I invite the American public to read A Soldier's General now upon its U.S. release.